This is my first philosophy video, and it's going to be about hope. Now, why was hope created in the first place? Let me give you an example. Let's imagine a primitive human 100,000 years ago. Let's call him Greg. Now, Greg is really physically weak and short. Now, these two attributes lead to him not hunting anything, so starving. Now, how do we get Greg to not starve? Easy. We give him hope. The thought that if he does that one more time or he tries one more time, he's going to succeed. And this was pretty useful 100,000 years ago, but now not so much. Let me explain with a graph. This is the level of pain that a mother human can have going up here. And in this timeline down here is the time past. Now, what influences this graph? It is going to be hope and other events, right? So, let's imagine a 15-year-old dude in our modern ages. Let's call him Tom. Now, Tom, similar to Greg, is also short and weak, which leads him, and he's also socially awkward, which leads him to have no friends, which makes his pain scale go up through the roof. Now, this is where hope comes in. And his pain momentarily goes down because he is imagining himself having a girlfriend, having friends, and overall living a happy life. Now, because his brain looked at the situation and realized that we are screwed, that's why it gave him hope. And when inevitably gets crushed because of Tom's bad characteristics, which the hope failed to realize, his pain goes through the roof. More than the initial pain without the hope. Because number one is expectations are crushed, because pain partially comes from expectations versus reality, and secondly, because the events that bring him the pain in the first place are not stopped. Now, the cycle repeats. And it repeats over and over again. And what many teenagers do is, when the pain gets too high, they kill themselves. Which is why, but that's not all cases. This is why hope can be dangerous when it's not managed properly. Because hope is like sugar. People 100,000 years ago had the perfect dosage, but now people have too much, which leads to problems. Now, imagine a second scenario. The same events happen, but without the hope, and now Tom is realistic. Same thing happens. Because, well, the same things happen. Well, now, without the hope, what happens? Number one, he becomes numb to the pain, and the pain goes down. And the second one is without these spikes, his brain can have a clearer view on the situation and on how to fix these problems, like having a proper diet, exercising, and actually working on his social skills without these spikes that are caused by his erotic imagination and hope. So his pain gradually goes down. Now, from time to time, something bad is gonna happen, but it keeps on going down. And when it really goes down, is when Greg, no, it's when Tom's efforts finally pay off. Efforts pay off. Now, it's when his pain really starts going down. And yes, something bad happens every once in a while, but the general pain keeps on going down and down until he's actually happy with his life. And I partially relate to Tom, and it has worked really well for me. Now, what are the differences between Tom without hope and Tom with hope? As you can see, Tom without hope didn't have spikes because of the stuff that I just mentioned. Because his expectations didn't get crushed. So there was no additional pain and there was pain numbing. And he actually got stuff done instead of trying over and over again. He actually momentarily gave up and tried again. All because he didn't have hope and was realistic. Now, my second argument against hope, which is actually just kind of a continuation of what I said in the beginning, is about how hope can be dangerous. Another example of this is, of course, gambling. Gambling. Now, gambling primarily uses hope without any realism, which is really bad because what a gambler thinks of is if I try one more time, if I hit the jackpot, if I play poker one more time, I'm gonna hit the jackpot and become rich. No, that is not going to happen because you are basically drugged by modern day sugar, hope, and not having the clearance of realism. And what somebody without hope and is realistic would do in the situation is call out this and cut it all together. Now, it's really easy to get stuck in this gambling. That's why you gotta hope, no, you gotta work on minimizing your hope. Now, don't get me wrong, without any hope whatsoever, bad things are gonna start to happen because of the association that I made it with sugar. Because without sugar, your body would start declining in value, and so would your life without the slightest bit of hope. But the majority of you would have benefits by cutting hope and making yourself more realistic, justified by the graph that I made here. That is all for today. If I get at least, like, let's be realistic, 1,000 likes, I'll post a second one. Thank you for watching until then.